What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to lock in with me tonight because this ain't gonna be an easy conversation, but it's one that needs to be had. We talk a lot about the Sean Combs trial. We talk a lot about the allegations. We talk a lot about the details, the headlines, the stories. But tonight, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the silence, the empty chairs, the absent friends, the industry that he helped build that now sits quiet watching from the shadows. Let's not get this twisted. Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever name you want to call him, built something that most of us can't even fathom. Bad Boy Records, Biggie, Faith, 112, Total, Mace, Locks, Mary J. Blige before her peak. Even the clothing brand, Sean John, Ciroc, Revolt, and dozens of other business moves behind the scenes. He wasn't just a rapper. He wasn't just a producer. He was a cultural architect. People got rich off this man's vision. People fed their families off his cosign. People became stars off his name. And that's the part that trips me out. Where are they now? Where are the ones who benefited? Where are the ones who took the checks? Where are the ones who called him brother for 20 years? Everyone was at the parties. Everyone was in the photos. Everyone was at the white parties on the yacht. Everyone held a champagne glass. But now, ghost. And then you got Judge Mathis, who had the courage to say it publicly. He said, I'm not saying I support what he's accused of, but I would show up to support the man. That right there is what adults call loyalty. It means I can sit in the courtroom and be present for a man who's been in my life for years without agreeing with everything he's accused of. See, this is the field that runs Hollywood, that runs the music business.
Association.
Nobody wants to be associated. Nobody wants the optics. Nobody wants the guilty by proximity. So they go silent. They go mute. They go ghost. The same industry that loved him when he was throwing the parties don't even text him now. But here's the real question that needs to be asked. Is this man really that evil? So toxic? So dangerous? That nobody can even show their face in the courtroom? I mean, let's be honest. He's not on trial for serial murder. He's not on trial for child abuse. He's not on trial for war crimes. It's serious. But is it so serious that everybody runs from the room? I've watched this industry for decades. I've seen men support people who was accused of worse. I've seen people stand next to artists who've taken lives, who've destroyed communities, who've terrorized families, and yet they got support. But Diddy, he stands alone. And this is where you see how Hollywood really works. It's all about self-preservation. I gotta protect my brand. I gotta protect my sponsors. I gotta protect my social standing. I gotta protect my next deal. But what about the man who put you in position to have a brand in the first place? That's the part that hurts, the forgetfulness. The industry loves you when you're hot. They love you when you're powerful. They love you when you're winning. But the moment that storm hits, they act like they never knew you. Let's call it what it is. Cosign culture is a one-way street. Diddy co-signed dozens of artists, put them on stages, put them on award shows, put them in rooms they couldn't get in by themselves. And now when the tables turn, where are they? The biggest fear in the entertainment world is not about losing your deal. It's getting canceled by association. And so what do? They go silent. I don't want to be seen in that courtroom. I don't want to get caught on camera. I don't want to answer no questions. But all of y'all was just eating off his name 24 months ago. Here's the truth. Diddy ain't just on trial legally. He's on trial publicly. This is a trial of identity, of perception, of character. And the industry don't want no part of it. Now listen, nobody is saying that these charges are not serious. If he's guilty, then the system will do what the system does. But a man is still allowed to have support from the people he shared a life with. And this is what we never talk about enough, the cost of power. Diddy wasn't just a businessman, he was a kingmaker. And the higher you climb, the further you fall. And when you fall, they all vanish. This is a black culture problem too, because we love to ride the wave, but we don't know how to stand next to our own when the wave crashes. Loyalty ain't blind. Loyalty means I'm here even when you're not popular. I'm here even when the cameras don't favor you. And let me tell you something else. Most of these industry friendships are not real anyway. It's business, it's alignment, it's optics. And when the optics turn, the friends disappear. And that's why this whole story is tragic. A man who filled up rooms for 30 years now walks through courthouses alone with only family behind him. And this brings me to why I wanted to touch on this topic. Not to defend Diddy, not to deny the allegations, not to make light of the pain, but to expose the silence, to expose the cowardice, to expose the industry hypocrisy. Where are the people he helped? Where are the artists who benefited? Where are the collaborators?
Gone.
When it's hot, you get the clicks. When it's cold, you get the crickets. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.